As concerns about U.S. immigration and customs enforcement activities grow, the chief of Penobscot Nation is asking tribal members to carry their identification. In a post on social media, Chief Kirk Francis said today the Penobscot Nation administration is monitoring ICE incidents across the country. He said they're aware of reports ICE has detained several Native Americans and conducted raids on facilities on tribal lands. Francis said he is not aware of any incidents involving ICE and Penobscot Nation citizens, and ICE has not come onto Penobscot lands. The chief encouraged Penobscot Nation members to remain peaceful if they encounter ICE agents. He also said the tribal government will work to get documentation and proof of citizenship to the appropriate ICE officials. Native Americans have had guaranteed birthright citizenship since 1920.